there's a story we're covering. It just happened maybe an hour and a half ago. I saw first word of it, and so what happened is about an hour and a half ago we had first gotten word that a U.S. Navy destroyer, the USS Fitzgerald, had actually had a collision with another ship, a container ship, and so that it first came out that there was this collision. It was near Japan. Then it came, and so it's like, okay, well, they collided. It was a little nick or something. Then it came out that the USS Fitzgerald could no longer function, could no longer operate after this collision. So you're like, wow, that's really big. And then, and I'll show you the pictures of the ships and stuff. Then it came out that there was the ship it collided with was a container ship. So that was really bad. And then originally there was a report of no injuries and then one injury. And the latest report right before going air I saw was unconfirmed that 7 crew members are missing. This is unconfirmed. So I want to get you the latest details on this. And I want to really quickly, let me real quick just check my news feed here. And then I'm going to show you all the different things. Okay, I'm going to show you this video here from Breaking 911. It's pretty crazy video, and I'm going to show it to you right here. So give me 1 second. Let me get this up here, and I'll show it to you. Sorry. Let's do this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to show it to you right now, folks. Thank you for your patience. Okay, there's the ship right there. USS Fitzgerald severely damaged, reportedly taking on water. Crew members reported missing. This is the first video I've seen of this. Now, I want, as they get close, watch the damage as they get close. There's a big gaping, just huge. So I want to pause that for a second. So you can see, like, you know, there's a railing there in the middle, and the railing is just broken. It looks like there was just a big impact in that part of the ship, because like the whole side of the ship you can see is like missing, and the railing is destroyed. And now, yeah, I mean, a question I have is just how does this happen with a container ship? It seems kind of crazy. And by the way, let me just make a quick fix here because I'm looking kind of nuts up here. Let me just extend that a little more. Sorry, folks. That's a little better. Let's go back there. Sorry, doing this on the fly. So how does a U.S. Navy ship, how does it collide with any other ship, given, you know, the training they get and, you know, how I'm sure they're very careful about this. How does it collide with a giant container ship? I'll show you pictures of the ships in a second, but they're both gigantic. And now, interestingly, a viewer wrote into me, or a Twitter follower wrote into me earlier and said, like, hey, could one of them lost their steering or something? Yeah, I guess that's possible. It's just they're so big, you know, and it's like you would think you could see them from far away, but that's really scary shot. Let me just, again, I'm going to play that video again for you. So here's the ship. Again, this is from Breaking 911, so I'm assuming this is correct. I'm assuming this is accurate video, and this is the ship that's damaged. That's what Breaking 911 says. Got to take everything with a grain of salt when it's breaking news. You can see water. I don't know, maybe they're pumping water out the sides, but look at that damage. So that's that's the video of it, and I want to show you some of the tweets I saw earlier, and show them to you. Let me do this. Okay, so let me go back down here. Sorry, you're seeing me. This was a report. Oops, can I get this to go higher? Sorry, guys. Let's do that. Can you see that? Let me get on the other side. Can I get on the other side here? That'd be easier. You can see things better. Okay, this is from Breaking 911 as well. And they had a news report out there that said USS Fitzgerald, it's a destroyer, I think DDG means that, but I know it's a destroyer, was involved in a collision with a merchant vessel at approximately 2:30 a.m. local time, June 17th, while operating about 56 nautical miles southwest of Yokosuka, Japan. The U.S. Navy has requested Japanese Coast Guard assistance in responding to the collision. The extent of the damage is being determined. The extent of personnel injuries is being determined. The incident will be investigated. Now, that was early on. Let me show you here. This is from the Intel Crab, and they say, hold on a second. Why is this not... Oh, it's just a big... So they say the vessel in question is the USS Fitzgerald, and there's some pictures of it there, and you can see this picture on the top right there just how big it is. See if I can get you a little bit. I'm going to see if I can, let me get you a little bit a better picture of that. I know it's getting blocked right now by the graphics, but I'll show you right now. If I do this and I make it higher, there you go. So that's quite a big ship. If that's and that's reportedly the USS Fitzgerald. Again, taking all this stuff online, take it with a grain of salt. But a gigantic ship. Looks like the ship in the video. So that's one ship. Nope, don't want to save that. And then the other one is this Strategic Sentinel says the ACX Crystal, the large container ship, was the merchant vessel involved in the collision with USS Fitzgerald. And this is a container ship, and I want to show you this. I mean, container ships are gigantic, and they're not moving that fast, so it's just very confusing to me how this all happened. So let me just show you. I mean, look at that size of that thing. That is gigantic, and that supposedly crashed into the USS Fitzgerald. So those are the two ships. And then I want to show you the reports we saw. This is from Breaking N Live. They reported USS Fitzgerald badly damaged. Reportedly taking on water. At least 7 crew members reported missing. Now that's a report. And again, I'm going to show that video again. That's the damage. Reportedly. Reportedly, this is the ship and that's the damage. Let me play that again real quick. I mean, if that's the ship, let's assume it is, just the whole side needs to be taken off. And, I mean, on the one hand, you want to say, well, if anybody was standing there, they would have gotten crushed. But wouldn't they have had warning if it was a container ship coming at them? I mean, those things don't go that fast. So, I know a lot of questions here to be answered. I'm going to try to get you some more confirmation. And then this says no, Breaking News NL Live also said no confirmation from U.S. Navy. So details of this are just coming in now. I'm going to scour the web and try to get more information. If you find more information on the web, please give me a shout at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner. And give me a shout on Twitter. Let me know. Send me, when we cover breaking news here at Right Side Broadcasting, we like to have you cover it with us. So if you find a news link, if you find a photo, a news report, a video, please give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. I'm also happy to read your comments and your questions on the air, so feel free to write me there. Also, you can send me an email, steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. Let me do a quick check here. I want to check a couple things. So let me leave this photo. While I'm checking, I'm going to leave that photo on there, that screenshot of the damage, just so you can look at it. And please give me 1 sec here, and let me see what I can find. It's just a really bad story, and it's like, to me, I hope there are no injuries. I hope the reports of injuries are false. But even if there are no injuries, it's like, that's a crazy story, and how does this happen? But, let's, all right, let me try to, there's a couple of sites I want to look at. Okay, that has nothing there. Just scouring. It's a guided missile destroyer. I saw that reported earlier too. So I'm just looking for information. I'll keep looking. I want to maybe get to some of your comments here if you've written in. Okie Basis says, parallel parking mishap. I think Okie Basis is joking. Okay, let's just see if we can get any more information on this. I mean, it's pretty bad. So again, this is the USS Fitzgerald reportedly. It's a guided missile destroyer. And it crashed reportedly, and I saw that Fox was reporting the crash, so I don't think it's a question about the crash, but it crashed with a giant container ship, and that's reportedly the damage. And there's this report you can see there from Breaking News. Breaking N Live said they had heard 7 people were missing. I haven't seen that confirmed anywhere. The U.S. Navy hasn't confirmed. But so I just want to come on there and try to get more information about this story. So I'm just like really searching my sources now, trying to get more. If you have comments or if you have other information about this, I'd love to hear from you at Lookner, at Lookner. I think... All right, this is a new tweet. This is important. This is new information here from Will Ripley at CNN, new information. He says, Will Ripley, there's this one bug flying around. Sorry if that appears on camera. U.S. Navy official, entire crew of the ship USS Fitzgerald has not been accounted for after collision. That is not good news. That the entire crew has not been accounted for, and it's especially not good news because you'd think that it's a ship. People aren't going to run off anywhere, so you'd think that everybody would be in a closed close location and they could find everyone. So this is not good news. Let's our prayers go out to the people on that ship, and hopefully everybody's fine. Maybe somebody swam off or got in a lifeboat or whatever, but that is not good news. So that's from Will Ripley, CNN. I'm going to just retweet that real quick. Okay. I'm just looking for some other information here. It's just, and it's this is one of these stories. I don't even know. I didn't see the mainstream media covering it that much, and I haven't seen that many tweets about it. It's a very important story, and so we wanted to come out here on Right Side Broadcasting and cover it for you. So hold on a second. Let me go back to that video if I can find it again. Sorry. Again, we're covering the USS Fitzgerald, a guided missile destroyer in the U.S. Navy, has crashed with, that's a better picture of the footage right there, has crashed with a container ship near Japan, a giant container ship. That's reportedly the damage. I wonder if this will just repeat if I leave it. I'm going to see. That's reportedly the damage. U.S. Navy, Will Ripley from CNN just reported that the entire crew is not accounted for. That is worrisome news. I'd love to have that keep playing, so I'll just kind of keep doing this while I look for more information. I am Steve Lookner. If this is Right Side Broadcasting, if you have any information about this, if you can find any news, would love to hear from you. I am at Lookner, at Lookner on Twitter, and my email's up there too. Also, would also be interested in hearing from you if you have any comments on this. Maybe somebody out there has ship experience. Maybe somebody out there was in the Navy or it was on a container ship. If you have any inside information about what you think might have happened here, would like to get your perspective as well. We're just covering this, trying to get you the latest here. So I'm just checking a couple things. Matthew Baruso just tweeted me from the New York Post. He said they have an article about it. So let me see if I can get that up here for you. Wow, okay. So the New York Post is reporting this now. So hold on, I'm going to call this up for you here. I'm going to do a little search. Let me go back to me real quick. And I'm going to go back in a second when I get the article up there. Okay, here's the New York Post article. I'm going to show it to you now. The New York Post is saying 7 U.S. Navy sailors missing, 1 injured. So that is one part of the story. The one part I forgot to report to you is that there was a report that 1 soldier had been airlifted out with injuries. So there was a report that 1 soldier had been injured, but this story from the New York Post says 7 are missing, and it says now this says, the New York Post story says, you can read it here, the Japan Coast Guard has confirmed that 7 crew members of a U.S. Navy destroyer are missing. The Japan Coast Guard. Japan Coast Guard official Takeshi Aikawa said the USS Fitzgerald reports that 7 are unaccounted for and 1 is injured. That's not good. The injured sailor had a head injury, but in details of his or her condition was unknown. Footage showed a person in a stretcher being lifted from the deck to the Japan Coast Guard helicopter. Let's see. I'm going to see that footage in a second. The ship is partially flooded because of damage and not capable of moving by itself. Think about that. That giant destroyer was hit so hard it was not even capable of moving by itself after the crash. That's a big crash. No damage to the container ship or its crew members have been reported. And I'm going to look up here. And that says, now I know this says, it says U.S. Navy, no reports of casualties at that time. But the thing is, that was an hour ago, and we're getting reports, other reports coming in. So that's not necessarily true. And then U.S. Navy also posted, I kind of want to go to their Twitter feed. Let's go to their Twitter feed and see what they're posting, U.S. Navy. Oh, U.S. Navy, all right, this is new. This is as of 30 minutes ago, by the way. This says naval aircraft also being readied. USS Fitzgerald under its own power. Propulsion is limited. More to follow. Medical assistance and 2 U.S. Navy tugs being dispatched as quickly as practicable. These are from like a half an hour ago, by the way. Currently working with Japanese Coast Guard to conduct medevac via helicopter for a sailor. Number of personnel injuries being determined. That's kind of worrisome, because that suggests there could be multiple injuries. Okay, so we've gone through the U.S. Navy tweets. I'll keep an eye on them to see. I'll keep an eye on them to see if they tweet anything else. I want to show you pictures again. What? This is supposedly the destroyer. I keep going back to this footage because this is supposedly the damage that was caused. This is in the New York Post story about and a lot of damage to the side of that ship. I kind of was interested also in getting you some facts about the ship. So let me see if I can do that. USS Fitzgerald, like how long it is. I have a sneaking suspicion that the container ship is way bigger than the USS Fitzgerald. Okay, so first let's look up USS Fitzgerald. They have a page for it on Wikipedia. USS Fitzgerald, it's a destroyer. Let's go down a little bit here on the right. Let's keep going a little more. 505 feet. 505 feet. Let me get it up there for you. 505 feet. Okay, so that's 505 feet. Now the name of the other ship, let me see if I can find that one again. I'll get that for you. I know it's on my feed on Twitter, so let me get that for you. It's the ACX Crystal. Let's see if the ACX Crystal has a web page. I'm guessing it does. Vessel details, ACX Crystal. The length. Does it have a length? 226 meters. So that's about, by my reckoning, what, like 670, 680 feet? I can tell you in a second. 226 meters, 2 feet. Oh, so all right. This ship is 741 feet long. This is the ACX Crystal. That's the container ship. It's 741 feet long, and it's 50% longer than the U.S. Navy ship. The U.S. Navy ship, oops, sorry, let me get that over here. The U.S. Navy ship is 505 feet long. So this is 505. That one is 747. Now let's see the difference in weight, if I can. This says, does it have a weight on here? I guess that's displacement. I am not a ship person. A full 89,000 long tons. And this weight is, this is, if you look at the weight, it says displacement. I assume that's weight. 8,900 long tons when full. 8,900. This dead weight, this tonnage here is 29,000. So if those numbers, if I'm interpreting them correctly, the container ship is 50% longer and about 4 times the weight of the U.S. destroyer. So that might be a reason for the greater damage suffered to the destroyer, if there was greater damage. I haven't heard conclusive reports about the container ship damage. So we're just trying to get more information here about what's going on. Again, we are covering the collision between 2 ships, the ACX Crystal right there, and the USS Fitzgerald right there. Let me quickly try to get you some more information here. Also, I'm going to check if you have new information, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, or email me and let me know what you find. Let's see. I just got sent a boat crash photos. A couple of you sent me emails, so let me open up my email here. Let me go back here for a second. Okay, and I'm going to open up my email here on this computer so I can read your messages and I can open up your stuff that you're sending me. Okay, Richard W. sent in a message that says boat crash photos. Richard W. I'm opening that up now. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to this site. There I am up there. So Richard W. sent this. This is from Michael at De Lauzon, Trump 24/7. So he has these two shots of the ship, which we just looked at shots of the ship, the destroyer and the container ship. There's a nice full shot of the container ship, the ACX Crystal, right there. And the destroyer we've seen some shots of before. Okay. And another shot of the ACX Crystal. Oh my gosh, we have damage photos. This is amazing. Wow, thank you, Richard, for this heads up. So hold on a second. Let me retweet this so people can see it who are following me. So this tweet from Trump 24/7. Now remember, take everything with a grain of salt. This is breaking news. I'm assuming it's accurate, but stuff can sometimes turn out to be inaccurate. This says more photos showing the extent of the damage on both the ACX Crystal and USS Fitzgerald. Appears the crystal hit the Fitzgerald. So it appears all right, let's see here. Okay, that's the front. Wow, what an incredible photo. That is the front, I believe, of the container ship. And you can see the front is bent. So it looks like maybe the container ship like plowed into the destroyer. That is just ridiculous. Okay, that's from NHK World Japan. That photo. Let's see here. There's that close-up. We saw this before of the and I'm sorry, I know it's a little fun, it's a little tough for me to get. I'll work on raising these photos up a little bit so the graphics aren't there. Let me see. So hold on, if I do this, there we go. So that's a photo of the damage to the ship reportedly. And again, this is the container ship. So it looks like if these photos, I'm assuming these photos are real, that the container ship might have hit directly into the destroyer. See what these are. That's the container ship. I don't know if is that with the damage on it. I can't see much damage in that shot. Is that the destroyer? I think. Let me go back here for a second. Yeah, so you can see there's like that hexagonal white thing in the middle there, white piece, and you can see that piece here too. So that's a different angle of the damage from the destroyer. Wow, those are incredible pictures. Incredible pictures. So if you want to get those pictures, you can go to @Michael Delauzon, Delauzon. He goes at Trump @Michael Delauzon, all one word. Michael Delauzon also says significant side damage visible, medevac underway, sailors stabilizing, listing ship. So that stuff. The rest of his stuff is stuff we had seen. Okay, so thank you for that. Let me go back here to. Sorry, let me go back to me for a second. So thank you very much for that email. If that email to that link was sent in by Richard W. to that Twitter feed. Thank you very much. If you have any links to new news, new photos, new video, please feel free to share them so I can show them to everyone. I am at Lookner on Twitter, @Lookner, or you can email me. Okay, there's another message here somebody had for me. Luke. David Larder. So Luke is saying check at David Larder. So I'm going to check David Larder here real quick. Thanks, Luke. Okay, David Larder. Okay, let's look at David Larder's Twitter feed, okay? So David Larder says, I'm starting from about so this is when I'm going to go up a little bit. He says this is bad. Hold on, this is stuff we've seen. He says the video streaming on NHK's website shows some of the most extensive damage to a Navy ship I've seen in years. Oops. Let me see what video he's talking about on the NHK website. See if we can get that. That's all right. That's the video we've seen, I think. All right, that's the video. That's from NHK Japan. We have seen this video. That's the damage for the ship. So just going to show it again to you. That's the USS Fitzgerald, reportedly damaged in this collision with a giant container ship. Again, reportedly, according to the New York Post, 7 crew are missing at this point. We'll try to get you an update on that. David Larder also says right under the bridge, that's a violent blow. Okay, more damage photos. Damage. Okay, so David Larder, he tweets out, the damage to Fitzgerald is serious, and the crew has been fighting to save the ship, free sources indicated. 2 crew berthings and 1 engineering main space, 2 crew berthings and 1 engineering main space have been flooded. Wow. The CO has been seriously injured and the executive officer has taken command of the ship, sources said. This is amazing. So I'm wondering, like, could it be possible that this blow really was a surprise? Is it possible that the destroyer somehow didn't see this coming? I don't see how that's possible, but you'd think, well, it's a hard blow anyway. So I'm wondering if somebody was standing near there, but you can imagine it's such a hard blow. Maybe even if they knew it was coming, it was such a violent hit that could have hurt people. So and I apologize, I'm just retweeting this stuff for people who are following on my Twitter feed, because I post about breaking news. So if they were following, I want them to see it. The space is Auxiliary Machine Room 1. On the good side, Fitz has power and is making way. That makes a huge difference and it is testament to just how strong these ships are. I need to follow David Larder just so I can get information later this evening. And he also says, every time U.S. sailors get their backs to the wall, they perform magnificently. History has shown this time and again. So some updates there from David Larder. Thank you, by the way. Who sent me that email? Let me see who sent it to me. That was from Luke, who sent it to me. So we are covering this breaking news that the USS Fitzgerald destroyer, you can see the damage up over my shoulder, collided today with, I think, now I have to get the exact time. I'm not sure if it was today or tonight near Japan, but I think it might have been 2:30 a.m., but it collided with a giant ship. So the USS Fitzgerald, this ship, let me show you, collided with the ACX Crystal, this ship. It's a big container ship. Now, let me get another picture up here so you can get that. That's a better picture to me. Well, let's see this picture. There you go. It's a giant container ship. This container ship is 50% longer. It's about 750 feet. The destroyer is 500 feet. It weighs about 4 times as much from the numbers online. And it looks like I should get those photos up again. Let me just get those photos up again for you and have those up here so I can show them to people. These crash photos, because they're quite incredible. I'll quickly go through this again. I know we went through them. I just want to go them again real quick. So we have this one. It looks like that was the container ship, and it seemingly went in head first into the destroyer, and the destroyer, you can see, is there. So it looks like you might have had like a T-bone kind of accident. And there's the ship, the container ship, and there's another picture of the damage. So I'd like to see if I can get some more information, especially on the reports of missing soldiers, missing crew members. So I'm going to keep looking on the web and seeing if I can get information about this. Actually, I'll leave this up there for a second. So give me 1 second, please, and let me look through my sources here and see what I can find for you. By the way, this is Right Side Broadcasting. We're covering this live. We cover a lot of breaking news live. And so if you do like to hear about breaking news, because I'm guessing the mainstream media isn't covering this that much, feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube. And when you do, click the notifications bell. And I just want to make sure you're not getting any... Are you getting any sound somewhere? I think the sound's okay. If the sound's not okay, let me know. If you like this kind of breaking news, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can click the notifications bell when you subscribe, and that way you'll get notified whenever we do like a live breaking news video. And also, Also should mention, we are viewer supported, so if you do appreciate this kind of coverage, your viewer donations let us stay on the air. So if you want to donate at some point, you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or you can click in the chat room on YouTube. There's a $ below the chat room. You can click there. Don't even like mentioning donations, when we're covering bad news like this, but at the same time, the donations do let us be on the air to cover this because we are viewer supported. So that's why I mention it. Okay, I'm gonna, and also, so I want to get back to some more of your comments. I see a bunch of you have written in. So let me see what you're saying and if you have any new news sources on this. Ellen Smith Val Lovkin says there's no mention of the missing sailors from the U.S. Navy websites. Okay, point taken, Ellen. There was this the New York Post reported that the Japanese Coast Guard said there were 7. The Japanese Coast Guard said that the USS Fitzgerald had reported to them there are 7 missing crew members. Now, maybe they're, maybe people are getting different information, and who knows, maybe the Navy doesn't want to report everything they know. They're kind of waiting to figure things out first. Lots of different information floating around here. I'm just giving you what I get. So thanks, Ellen, for writing in. Let's see. Thanks, God for America, Mom says, rammed it. Ryan writes in, DDG, of which the USS Fitzgerald is one one of the smallest fighting ships in the Navy, and cargo vessel was Philippine flag. Good point. So you're saying the USS Crystal, you're saying was Philippine, the ACX Crystal. I had that up here. You're saying, oh yeah, it's Philippine flag. That's Philippines up there. Good eye, Ryan. So this is a Philippine flagged ship. This one here. See if I can get more information for you. Let me go back and now let me just try to get. I'm just trying to get more information here. Sorry, I'll get myself on the screen for a second. So Lenny Stewart says the damage you can see is a tunnel to the back of the ship. Most of the damage underneath waterline. That's what Lenny Stewart says. Just check your messages here. Sightless Seer says, was the Fitzgerald unable to maneuver out of the way, and why? I have no idea. Were they having problems with navigation moving before the crash? I have no idea. Was the merchant ship intentionally aiming, or was the destroyer stranded in the fog? These are all fantastic questions, Sightless Seer. I can't answer any of them for you, but these are all important questions to ask. I mean, how does this happen? How do 2 such large ships run into each other like this? I'm going through your messages here. John Stanton sent me a link, I think, to information about one of the vessels. ACX Crystal. Thanks, John. Yeah, thank you. And, oh, that's interesting, John, that you sent me this. Let me show you something, guys. So, John Stanton, hold on. If I can get it up here on the screen, I'll show you what John sent me. So he sent me this Vessel Finder. It's this website, Vessel Finder, but this is their, it's the ACX container ship. But if you look, it gives you the current map position, and that's just off the coast of Japan there. So you can see Tokyo up there. So that's reported. That's reportedly where the accident happened. Thank you for sending that in, John. Okay, let me go back to here and just look up something else. Oh, by the way, I just want to say really quick, I'm sorry. Rose Starbright gave us a donation. Thank you, Rose. We really appreciate it. We'll just use that to, keep our channel on the air and cover breaking news and stuff like that. So, and other news events. So thank you, Rose, very much. Okay. Yeah, so Chris sent us a piece of information that we reported before, which is that the CO of the ship, which I guess is the commanding officer, was seriously injured, and the executive officer who took command of the ship. That was reported by one of the I can't remember who. It's on my Twitter feed. Go to @Lookner, Lookner, and you can see who said that. I can't remember if it was the Navy who reported, or was it different somebody else on Twitter. And thank you, by the way. Manly Texan just made a donation and said, U.S. Navy here, know the Fitzgerald, PL bridge crews probably drunk. You're saying are you saying the bridge crews for the other ship, Manly Texan? I'm trying to figure out what PI, or it says PI bridge crews prob drunk, but I don't know what PI means. So let me know, Manly Texan. You might want to message me on Twitter. I might miss your chat message. So let's see. We are here again. We're covering this breaking news right now that there's been a big collision between two ships, between this ship right here, the ACX Crystal, big container ship, and the USS Fitzgerald right there, a U.S. destroyer. We've seen a report from the New York Post that said 7 soldiers are missing. No confirmation of that from the Navy. Let me go back to myself for a second. And I'm gonna. You've been very helpful, by the way, in sending. A number of you have sent in links to videos and photos. If you have any news, I'd love to see it. So reach out to me here. Help me cover the news with you at Lookner on Twitter @LOOKNER, or my email is on the screen as well. Let's see here. Just trying to catch up and get you the latest. I really want to hear more about the crew and stuff like that. And I would like to hear good news about the crew and not bad news about the crew. Let's see. I'm just checking different news here. Okay, David Larder has posted some new updates. Let me show you his feed here, and we can go through some of the stuff he is posting. Okay. So David Larder says, and again, look, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Oh, well, he's with NavyTimes.com. So I think he's a reporter at Navy Times. That's who David Larder is. Okay, so he's not some random dude. So I trust a little more what he's saying. So he just said, a source with knowledge of the effort said the ship is making progress on dewatering. Okay, that's that. It's unclear what the status of the flooded compartments was. See, look at what this person says. This is why we cover this stuff. Thank you for the updates. I'm fuming there is no TV news coverage. Sorry. I want to show you this. Can you see this? See, look down here. It says, I want to show it to you. It says, sorry. I think it's important to show you this because that shows you why we do what we do. Here we go. I'm going to show you this real quick because I want you to see it and you see why we cover the things we do. This is the kind of thing that annoys me like crazy too. It says, thank you for the updates. I'm fuming there is no TV news coverage. Sorry, you can't read it because I haven't showed it to you. There it is. Thank you for the updates. I'm fuming that there is no TV news coverage. I'm sat here refreshing Twitter every 30 seconds. I'm going to reply to this person and let them know that we're covering it because I want people to know that there's a place to go that they can see coverage. And that's why we do coverage. A lot of these important events, mainstream media doesn't cover. They might just, a lot of them are just covering, like Russia and Trump all day, and they don't do any other news for the most part. So let me get right here. Sorry, I'm going to call up our video here. Right side broadcasting, that's that. I'm going to get the link. I'm going to copy the link. That's done. I'm going to reply to this person. Sorry, I just want to take 1 second. This, I'm taking a second to do this because maybe other people out there want to see our coverage, and this will let them know. Oops, that didn't work. I think that works. All right, good. So those people now at least know if they want to go see our coverage, they can go to our channel. All right. Sorry, you had to wait for me to do that, but I wanted to spread the word and let people know who are interested. We are covering it. Maybe some of those people will come watch and they'll send us good updates and they'll send us like good news and good footage that we can use here. So we're covering this collision, and I'll repeat again because I think it's important and it really helps us and it helps the broadcast and it helps all of us cover this story. If you have any news on this, feel free to give me a shout at Lookner on Twitter, or my email's on the screen too. Write me. Some of you have done that already. I've gotten some really great information from you, and we're trying to we cover when we cover breaking news at Right Side Broadcasting, we cover it with you. So we're kind of all here covering it together. Let's see if I can get some more information. I'm looking. It's really crazy. It's like, I think this is such an important story, and I see so little about it being reported. And that's really why we're on the air. Ah, see, Rob Daniels said thank you when I went to my link. That he's the guy who said nobody's covering this, and I posted, hey, watch it on Right Side, and he said thank you. Let's see here. All right. Adorable Deplorable says, do we know where the container ship was from? So Adorable Deplorable, if you look at the site, it has a Philippine registry, I guess you call it, or whatever. Let me show you the other page there. There it is. So there's the ACX crystal, and you can see there's the ship. It's Philippines. It flies a Philippines flag. And let's see here. Oh, hold on. So somebody said, Michelle R. says, marine traffic site under companies at destination on Crystal speed. They maxed out their speed earlier. Any sailors around? Is that normal? I have no idea about any of the information about the crash. If you have a site link, feel free to, it was a little hard to tell what the link is exactly from your post, Michelle. So feel free to email me or send me on Twitter that link. But let me also say, Michelle, you donated as well. Michelle R. gave us a donation. Thank you very much. We'll put that towards just the channel and staying on the air and doing more breaking news coverage. Thank you, Michelle, for the donation. We appreciate it. Also, if I look a little warm, there seems to be an issue with my air conditioning right now, and I'm like dying of the heat in here. But don't worry about it. It's a little frustrating just because it's a warm day out and it's warm in here, but we're going to keep covering this. Don't worry about it. If you see me start sweating, that's why. Okay, I am looking at your messages now, trying to get updates. Let's see. Soldier of True God just forwarded me a tweet, and I want to show you this one. It's ComNav for Japan says Fitzgerald families can call that number or commercial that number for more information. Now, obviously it would take people a long time to copy this down, but what I would say is if you want to have this number and refer to it, just take down at ComNav for Japan, at ComNav for Japan, and you can go and go there, and or you can use that, and you go to that site, Twitter site, and you can write down the number. Okay, let me go back to me for a second here. See what else we can find. Jude, the RSBN moderator, said, check out that Twitter page from Navy Twitter. Yeah, Jude, I do have it up here. We read some tweets from them before, and I will keep checking it, so thank you for that. Let's see what this is. Sightless Seer, you sent me something. Yeah, Sightless Seer, this is an update we read earlier, so thank you for that. Okay, I need to take about a 1-minute break here, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna take a 1-minute break and come right back. I'm gonna leave. I'd like to have something to leave on the screen. Let me leave the picture of the damage on the screen. That might be the best thing to do. So I'm gonna leave that on the screen right now, and I'll be back in like hold on. There's that. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna leave this page on the screen. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I am back. Sorry, I'm not crying. I had to put in some eye drops, and but I'm back now. This is Right Side Broadcasting. We are giving you live coverage of this breaking news. The U.S. Navy destroyer USS Fitzgerald, which you can see right there, had an accident in the last few hours. Well, I guess it was 2:30. Was it 2:30 Japan time or something like that? Anyways, it was the news first came in a couple hours ago about this. It had a collision, believe it or not, with this ship, the ACX Crystal, which flies a Philippines flag, and we saw damage from this before, which we've been showing you these pictures, where it looks from these pictures like that container ship, which is there, ran into T-boned the destroyer, which is there. And so there was a report. We've seen reports of the Navy itself said one sailor from the USS Fitzgerald was medevaced out of there, but they're still working to determine the extent of injuries. But the New York Post carried a story in which they said the Japanese Coast Guard said there were 7 crew members missing from this ship. So we are just trying to get more information about this. And we're also, a way we're doing that is you are helping us, because people have been sending in different different links to videos and to photos and stuff. So if you have a news link that you find, feel free to share it so I can share it with everybody. I'm at @Lookner on Twitter, @Lookner, or you can email me at steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. This is Right Side Broadcasting. If you, by the way, hello to everybody on Facebook. We're on both Facebook and YouTube tonight. And if you're on Facebook, feel free to share the video. We like, that helps us get the word out and let more people see the video. We like when you do that. And as I said before, subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to see more breaking news videos. And if you subscribe to us and you click the notifications bell when you subscribe, that way you can get a notification whenever we go live with a breaking news video. All right, I am checking some stuff you guys have sent me. Let's see here. War Monitor says what I was saying. He says ACX Crystal is 5 times the mass of USS Fitzgerald. And P. Tudsbury, I'll check out War Monitor. You told me to check out War Monitor, his Twitter feed. So let me show you also. A couple of you have sent me this update, and this update's from a little while ago, but I think it's worth showing to you. P. Tudsbury sent this in. Sightless Seer also sent this to me. I think we've read this before, but I think it's worth reading again. So you can see it right there. It says USS Fitzgerald collision update. USS Fitzgerald DDG 62 was involved in a collision with a merchant vessel, which we now believe is the ACX Crystal, at approximately 2:30 a.m. local time, June 17th, while operating about 56 nautical miles southwest of Yokosuka, Japan. So this was not like right next to the coast. This is kind of out there. The Japanese Coast Guard is on the scene providing assistance at the request of the U.S. Navy. What else do they say? The USS Fitzgerald is under her own power, although propulsion is limited. The USS Fitzgerald suffered damage on her starboard side and above and below the waterline. Above and below the waterline, and below. The collision resulted in some flooding. The ship's crew is responding to the casualty. The full extent of damage is being determined. The extent of personnel injuries is being determined. Currently working with the Japanese Coast Guard to conduct a medevac via helicopter for 1 sailor. The USS Dewey medical assistance and 2 Navy ships are being dispatched as quickly as practicable to provide assistance. Naval aircraft are also being ready. So let me just put that down there while I look through. Top Turtle writes in, the CO of the USA ship will be relieved of command regardless of blame. Now, I don't know, is this procedure, Top Turtle, or is that just what you think will happen? Jai says, thanks, good coverage. You're welcome, Jai. We're trying here to just give coverage of this event we think is important, and we're guessing you don't see a lot of on the mainstream media. William Schroyer says, according to Pacific Fleet website, above and below waterline damage under limited power. Yes, we just read that, so thank you, William. Boog, what did you send me? Let's see here. Boogro sent me a link. So ABC is reporting this as well. I'm going to show you that link too. That Boogro sent in. So hold on a second, folks. Let me go to Boogro. Boog, where'd you go here? There you go. ABC News, U.S. Navy ship experiencing flooding after colliding with container ship off Japan. Oh, sorry for the music. Oops, don't want to play that. So that's the ship. We haven't shown that footage in a little while, so just showing it to you again. That's footage of the damage there. U.S. Navy ship experiencing flooding after colliding with container ship off coast of Japan. The details in here are similar to details we saw elsewhere, so I'm not gonna. According to Clinton, the Fitzgerald is now under its own power and headed back to its home port of Yokosuka in Tokyo Bay, traveling at about 3 knots. I don't even know how fast a knot is, and I want to look up something up. Is that like 1 nautical mile or something per hour? I don't know. 1 nautical mile per hour. All right, so here's the thing. It's traveling at 3 knots, and it's 56 nautical miles away from Yokosuka. So at that rate, it would take about 19 hours for the Fitzgerald to get back to its port in Japan. But a couple tugboats are there assisting it as well. All right, so anyways. Let me leave this up here for a second. This is a good little shot to leave up there. So while I'm looking for other stuff. Let's see. I am looking at what you sent me. Top Turtle says the relief of command is procedure for any CO in a collision. Actually, though, Top Turtle, remember, the CO was hurt reportedly. He was so hurt that he or she was so hurt that he or she was replaced by the executive officer. So that should be mentioned as well. That's unfortunate. It's so odd. It's like I'm just trying my best to find information about this because there's so little information out there, and I would like to find more for you. So I'm just searching the web, trying to find more info for you. Would love to hear from you if you have any info on this. Give me a shout at Lookner on Twitter or email me. Okay. This is some new news. I'm getting some new news in here. And I'm going to show you in a second. Oops, sorry. I don't want to retweet that. Well, I have a new tweet from David Larder from, he is from something like navalreport.com or something. Here it is. Oops, sorry. I'll pull this tweet up. Sorry, guys. He has a thread, so I got to screen capture it. Oh, he's from Navy Times, I think. He says the commanding officer, Commander Bryce Benson, has been medevaced from the ship. XO Commander Sean Babbitt is in command of the Fitzgerald. So that is from David Larder. That's not good news. Hopefully he's okay. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and anybody else on that ship, or both ships actually. Okay, let me go back here, leave that up there while I look for other stuff. OG sent me the U.S. Navy. I read the U.S. Navy thread already. Thank you, OG. I have their Twitter up here, and if they get more information, if they give more information, I will put it on the air. Sightless Seer says he checked the weather, and he said weather off the coast can be a contributing factor, but this shows the wind was gentle and does not indicate dense fog or rain, which would make seeing each other problematic. So according to our viewer Sightless Seer, he's saying, he checked the what? Thank you. So here's what Sightless Seer did. Get a little detective work. I like it, Sightless Seer. Sightless Seer went, I'll show you, and opened up this. And this is the Yokosuka. Now that's that's the port of the USS Fitzgerald. It was 56 miles south of here, but he said the forecast. Now this is the forecast today. That doesn't tell us what it was though about 8 hours ago. So what's missing here actually is what was the weather like at 2 a.m. because this is from 10 to 12. That's when it starts. But maybe it's not like they're not like in the middle of a hurricane or anything. So maybe the weather was nice a few hours ago. Thank you anyway, Sightless Seer, for writing in. Okay, trying to get more information about this. Would love, if you come across anything, feel free to write me on Twitter at Lookner or email me. Let me know. Found this fish says some words from a guy who commanded a destroyer like the Fitzgerald. Let's see. Oh, okay, let's read this. So I just sent a feed. Sorry, a little. It's not a feed. It's like a group of tweets. I forget what the name of that is. But this was sent to me by Found This Fish here, and said some words from a guy who commanded a destroyer like the Fitzgerald. So he says, let me go to his page. That'll be easier. Sorry, folks. I'm just going down to the bottom here. He says, when thinking about the Fitz collision, you see right there, when thinking about the Fitz collision, don't think about it from the frame of reference many of us default to, which is driving a car. Then he says, cars are incredibly maneuverable compared to a 9,000-ton destroyer and considerably larger merchant. There comes a point in many situations like this where because, I'm just going to go do it this way, like this, where because of how long it takes the various control elements, engines, rudders, to actually change course and speed, no matter what action you take, the best you can do is to hope to minimize damage. What I mean is that if an action, I'm going to like some of these because I like these tweets. What I mean is, if action by both ships to avoid the collision isn't taken in sufficient time is considerably longer than what sufficient time would take in a car, the collision is going to happen. So yes, there are a ton of things, both technical and human, that have to go wrong in your average collision. But the harshest part of it is that once those mistakes are made, the crews have little recourse but to brace for shock. Okay, wow. That's a nice thread. Thank you for sending that in, OG. Appreciate it. So this guy makes the point that, you can't just steer these things out of the way really quickly. And at a certain point, if two big enough ships are going on a collision course and they spot it too late, it's just uncontrollable. There's only so much they can do. All right, let me go back here. I am Steve Lookner. This is Right Side Broadcasting. I wish we had more news. The Navy initially said no injuries, and they also said, well, one person's been medevaced. Did they say the CO has been medevaced? Because we know the CO is injured. So maybe this was the CO the one who's been medevaced. But we also saw a report from the New York Post that 7 soldiers were missing, 7 crew members, and we have no later updates on this. Top Turtle says it's a career end for the CO regardless of injury. You don't collide and keep command 100% responsible for ship and crew. Sightless Seer says you could click that weather forecast and scroll back a few hours, and he didn't see any bad weather there when he clicked back for when he was looking at the weather forecast for the area. Okay, we are still here covering this Navy destroyer collision with a container ship, trying to get more information about it. The information is slow. Yes, the commanding officer, Bryce Benson, is the one, by the way, who was medevaced from the ship and taken away. So this is Right Side Broadcasting. We're trying to cover this event for you, give you some media coverage of it. If you have any news updates about this, if you find anything online, any videos, any photos, any news reports, feel free to let me know. I'm at Lookner on Twitter. or you can email me, steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. And again, to let you know, we are viewer supported. So if you do enjoy, I don't like the word enjoy. If you do, like following breaking news coverage for events like this that the mainstream media isn't covering, if you want at the end, feel free to make a donation, because that's how we stay on the air, is for the viewer support. And if you want to make a donation, you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or you can go to the YouTube chat room and click on the $sign at the bottom of the chat room. And we really do appreciate the donations, because that lets us be on the air. Speaking of the chat room, thank you very much to the moderators for moderating the chat tonight, both in YouTube and at rsbn.tv. And feel free also, because it helps spread the word and let people know about our network and know about our videos, to like the video on Facebook and to share, like the video on YouTube and to share it on Facebook. Both those things really help us out. You've been so much more helpful than the news has in general, that I'm clicking I'm rather than like refreshing Twitter, I'm refreshing your notifications and messages, because I'm getting much more stuff from you guys than I am from like all my normal news sources. Top Turtle says the time to respond to avoid collision is about 5 minutes. Now, Top Turtle, doesn't it depend on like how far away you are? So you can feel free to give a little more detail. Give a little more detail, Top Turtle. Now, I just got this from Matt Baruso. Matt Baruso says, not sure if you've seen this, but NBC said multiple injuries. Wow. So let me look at that tweet. Just in. Now that's from a while ago. It says multiple. This says multiple U.S. sailors are injured. That's interesting. I'm just tweeting this out. Report from a while ago, but significant in that it says multiple injuries. I like to keep my Twitter feed going, because some people are following on Twitter. I do a lot of breaking news stuff on Twitter, so I do like to take a second out and post the tweets as we're doing this, just for people who might not be able to watch on video and are just following on Twitter. And I know some people do that. Thank you, Matthew, for that, for sending me that. Edward Briley says you sent me an email. I'll check it out, Edward. I haven't checked my email in a couple minutes. Oh, a few people sent me emails. I'm just seeing them right now. Let me go through them. P-Cell says, hey, Steve and RSBN family. Thanks for the breaking news. This one is kind of hard to comprehend, though. I just hope there is nothing sinister to the ship collision. But at least there are two things we learned so far. The USS Fitzgerald is one tough ship to take a hit from a far bigger ship and still be in one piece. Secondly, this should be a wake-up call to the military to reinforce and expand its proximity radius. Nothing or anyone should come close. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I saw somebody else made that point earlier, which is just like, isn't it just worrisome that other ship could get this close to the ship? Now, I don't know enough about these ships to really know that, but I understand the question. Also, as to whether this is sinister, I mean, I would think it'd be kind of hard. Like, if you wanted to ram a ship, a U.S. destroyer, would you say, let's commandeer a container ship? It would seem like that's not very fast. I don't know. I have a hard time believing this was like some sort of like sinister act. I'm guessing it's more of an accident, but I will reserve my judgment until I hear the authorities. Let's see. So I just got sent an image by Luke. Let me go to that real quick. What happened to my email here? Oh, what else did he set up? Sorry. This is from Michael DeLauzone. He says the destroyer's commanding officer is Bryce Benson. That's reportedly a picture of Bryce Benson right there. We hope he's okay. Supposedly he got medevaced out of there. And here's a map of the collision. According to the U.S. Navy, the collision occurred 56 nautical miles southwest of Yokosuka off the coast of Japan, and you can see from the map There it is. Retweet it, sorry. Okay, so that's an update. Let me now check I want to show you that email I was just sent. This is the one right here, I think. Oh, so this is somebody named Unnamed Source posted this. I'll show it to you. I have no idea who Unnamed Source is, but it says, Commander Benson just assumed command of the USS Fitzgerald a month ago. His crew failed him and the soldiers lost. I have no idea what any of that means. But that looks like another picture of Commander Benson. It looks similar to the picture we just saw. There's this one here. Does that look like the same person? That guy and that guy? Maybe? Anyways. Okay, I just got a message here this is from Ed Briley. Ed Briley says, my name is Ed. I worked for Bath Iron Works and on the operating crew in 1988 to 1990. I worked on the Arleigh Burke DDG-51, and that I believe is the same type of ship as this ship. This ship is a DDG as well. Our job is in the OC was to do testing and operate the ships prior to turning over to the Navy. I served in the Navy from 1976 to 1988. Thank you for your service, by the way, Ed. As a boiler tech. Now what I know, the largest ship/boat has the right of way in open waters. I cannot understand why a Navy ship would cross in the path of a container ship unless they were trying to stop it for one reason or another. Also, if the container ship was in international waters, more than likely it would be on automatic pilot with a single crew member as a lookout on the bridge or in the pilot house. With that being said, it is not unusual for the lookout on a container ship to be asleep or left his post for a while. These are civilian ships and have a limited crew. Now, when they say the crew is working to get the ship stabilized, it means that the crew is pumping fuel, water, and oil from one side of the ship to the other side to keep the leaning to avoid taking on water or other reasons. More than likely, the crew members that are missing from the area are from the bridge and maybe one or two from Aux Room 4. If you want to know more info, shoot me an email. That's very helpful. Thank you, Ed. Ed makes some interesting points there. One, he says, from what he knows, from being in the Navy, the largest ship has the right of way. Now, I've heard people say that they thought the injuries were from the bridge. Now, from my amateur knowledge, the bridge is where like all the people controlling the ship stand, right? Where like with windows and they can see stuff. But I'm not sure. I'm looking at this picture right now. Is that where the bridge is? Is it like right in that top area there? And is that why people think there was damage? Because I thought the bridge would be like a little higher up than that, or maybe that middle part there that's undamaged. So I'm interested in knowing why people think that if people were hurt, it might have been in the bridge, or likely it was in the bridge. Let's see. So there's a video of something here. Ryan Swanson, you sent me a video. Oops. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me do something else here. Let me look, Ryan, at what you sent me. See if we've seen it or anything. Yeah, Ryan, this is the video we've been watching. Oh, that's a better video. Oh, Ryan, that's better. That's really nice quality. So let me go to Ryan's video here. I keep closing my mail, and I want to keep it open. This video is quite good quality of the damage. No, I don't want that. I want this. I want Ryan Swanson's video email. I want to take the link. I want to go here. I want to open it here. This is from WSLS 10, and they posted this video. Let me move myself out of the way. Let's take a look at it. Watch. Now, you might think it's the same video we've seen, but watch the level of detail here. That's very clear video. Wow, sailors on the ship. That's pretty great video. I mean, it's not great like in a happy way, but it's pretty clear video of the damage. I'm going to post that on my Twitter, by the way. Ryan, because I think that's very helpful for people to see. Make sure that worked. So, wow. Sorry, I was posting this. I'm gonna play that one more time. Oops, that didn't work very well. What just happened? Sorry, folks. Let me just real quick. I want to post it for for followers. I want to let them see this video. Ah, that's what I wanted to do. Oops. I'll play this again while I'm fixing this, so you can watch it again. Oops. Delete that. Let's post. That should work better. Let's see if it does. Now, why is that not working right? All right, well, let me try this. Let me try one more thing real quick. Okay. All right, so I want to look at that video one more time. I'm sorry, I just played it a few times, but it's so clear, and I want to just look at it for a second before I get to some more of your comments. And you know, it's that clear video. It's you really see how smushed up the side of that ship is. It's just totally smushed in. Look, you can see like the little. Hold on, I want to stop this. So you can see like the number 3 or something. Like you can see the numbers. It looks like you can see the numbers from the side of the ship, but they're all crunched up there. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. Okay, thank you for that video. That's really cool, Ryan, that you sent that in. And Luke, you just sent me another pic, but I think that was a pic maybe from this video. So thank you for that. Jason says, how does something like that happen? Is it not normal to sink a ship that is on a collision? It is not, I think, is it not normal to sink a ship that is on a collision course? So, I mean, how does something like this happen? I have no idea. That's a big question. It seems like crazy that this happens. So I really would love to know how it happened. And I'm sure eventually we'll hear about how it happened, but if you have any insight on this, maybe you worked in the military or something, let me know. Give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, or email me, steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. We're covering this for you now. Boog Rose says, Steve, ironically, the USS Fitzgerald's motto is protect your people. William Schroyer says, the Navy says it happened around 2:30 a.m. local time. It would have been night, but I would think one of the radars would show the other. Yeah, you'd think so. You'd think they're always very aware of all the ships around them. Let's see here. Sightless Seer, you say you found something. Oops, sorry. Let me go to Sightless Seer real quick, because Sightless Seer sent me something. And Sightless Seer said, recently this year out of the shipyard for repairs. What is this? You sent me this article and you said it mentioned. I don't see Fitzgerald meant in that link, Sightless Seer. Feel free to clarify. Ugh. It's driving me crazy, by the way, that I'm sorry, my AC is the AC here is not really working very well for some reason. I need to get that fixed. But it's so warm. Okay. Oh, Sky News is reporting. No, that's from before. Sky News was reporting on the fire. What is this link somebody sent me? So, Kavass Ships. That's Kavass Ships has some photos. Let's go to Kavass Ships and check Kavass Ships out. Thank you to LC sent me. I think that's Lynn Jean sent me that link. Let's check out Kavass Ships. There's too much open here. Oh. There it is, Chris Kavass. So he said, unofficial, that was 2 hours ago. So he just has some photos here. Unofficial reports of 7 U.S. sailors missing, unofficial reports. There's a couple pictures of the destroyer of the Fitzgerald right there. Container ship, we saw those pictures before of the damage. He says hit destroyer with her port bow, relatively minor damage. This is the pictures from the video we saw earlier of the damage. Okay, thank you. And thank you, Chris Davis just sent me an article. So I'm looking over the different things you send me, and I appreciate all the things you send me. Some of the things you sent me we've already read and stuff, so I won't read them again. But I do appreciate. I'm looking at everything you do send in. Abraham Hutton says this is sort of like the USS Greenville collision of 2001. At that time, a U.S. submarine accidentally collided with a Japanese fishing boat, causing it to sink. It killed Japanese students in the eventual retirement of its commander. The sub's commander personally apologized to each family member in Japan and wrote a book about the incident, The Right Thing. That's from Abraham Hutton. Oh, Luke. You know, I meant to watch that video. It says Fox Twitter shows video of the commander being airlifted. And I had meant before to watch that video, and I just forgot to do it. I wonder if we can find it. This is from Luke sent me this message. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted. Where is it here? Oh, there. All right. Oh, here's the video. Oh, this is good. This is nice video. I'm gonna retweet this. So this is video. Watch rescuers. Sorry, I'll show it to you. Rescuers airlift person from U.S. Navy ship. Maybe this is the commanding officer because we heard that person was airlifted with merchant vessel off coast of Japan. Okay, so let's watch this video for a second and see what we can see. Hold on, I'll make the video full. So we see. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, I guess they already have them at that point, maybe? Oh, they're look at that. The person's in. That's incredible. You can see they're actually raising the person up. Oh my gosh, it looks like there's somebody from like some kind of somebody from the helicopter is like holding the stretcher or whatever it is, right there. See? That's incredible. That video. Incredible. Wow. Well, we hope that person's okay. Thank you, Luke, for sending that in. Let's go back here. Play this again. Let's see. What is this link here? Thanks, Ronald Smith. You just sent in something. We have seen those videos and photos, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Top Turtle says, what is this video you sent me, Top Turtle? Let's see. Okay. I'm looking at your video, Top Turtle. I can't watch the whole thing, Top Turtle. It's 8 minutes long. So is there a specific part I should be watching? Yeah, give me a Top Turtle if you can. Give me a time code because I can't play the whole thing here. Jason Clements says, as I'll play this again. When two power-driven vessels are crossing, the vessel which has the other on the starboard side must give way and avoid crossing right ahead of her unless the ship is not under command, and the unmanned ship must have specific lighting to identify the facts it is unmanned. So it seems from what different people are saying, there's different possible sources of human error here. I'm guessing it was human error of some sort. Well, I don't know. Maybe there was some, some kind of weird mechanical error going on. So I honestly don't know. But thank you, Jason, for writing in. Let's see. I'm just looking at what you're sending me here. This again is Right Side Broadcasting. We're covering this U.S. Navy destroyer, the USS Fitzgerald, crashed off the coast of Japan today, or early this morning, with and they crashed into a container ship, the ACX Crystal, with a Philippine flag on it, and we know one person was medevaced out because we have video of that we just showed from the U.S. ship. We heard an unconfirmed report that 7 crew members were missing. We're not sure about that yet. We'd like to hear more. News has been coming in slowly. You've been very helpful in sending us links, and sending us video, and sending us all this stuff. So if you have any new news and you want to have us share it and help us cover this news, give me a shout on Twitter. I'm at Lookner, or you can email me, steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter as well. If I do cover lots of breaking news stuff on my Twitter, so if you like breaking news stuff, follow me on Twitter. And also, Right Side Broadcasting, we cover a lot of breaking news. So if you want to know about our videos, subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell, and then you can get notified about all our videos. And I'll just I say it once in a while here. We are viewer supported. We can do what we want, and one of the things we really like to do is cover breaking news the mainstream media is not covering. And I'm guessing if I flipped around on my news channels now, you wouldn't see any coverage of this. But I thought it was an important event, and we wanted to be on live here to cover this. So if you like having this alternative place to go for breaking news stories, feel free to give us a donation. Even small donations help. And the way you donate, go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or in the YouTube chat room right next to the YouTube broadcast, there's a chat room at the bottom of the broadcast. At the bottom of the chat room, there's a $sign. If you click on the $sign, you can donate that way. And thank you to all the moderators in the chat room. I very much appreciate you working hard tonight as we try to cover this and get more information. I've been getting a lot more information from you guys than I've been getting from the media. So I'm going to stay on a little while longer and just try to cover this, and hopefully we get more information. Top Turtle, you say about 1.2 minutes in. Is that what you mean? 1.2 minutes in? What am I looking for there, Top Turtle? Please give me more detail as to what I'm looking for in your video so I know. Top Turtle says ACX approached at near match speed slightly behind the US ship and suction caused collision near parallel course. So this was a video. Let me look at your video again that you sent me. Sorry, I'll play this again. I'd put something else on the screen. I just want to I want to find something to put on the screen. Oh, is that what happened? Let's see. Oh, okay, I see. So this is a video. I'll show you this video that Top Turtle sent me. I assume it's accurate. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let me get my Twitter open again. Here's this video from Top Turtle that Top Turtle sent. And it's it says U.S. Navy involved in serious incident with Russian Navy ship. And Top Turtle says what you can see is at this point the ships are close, and Top Turtle says that suction caused one to come to the other. So you'll see them hit in a second. I have no idea when this video is from, but Top Turtle sent it in, so I'm playing it, and you can just see an example of two ships crashing. Let's see. It'll happen very soon, by the way. You'll see it, because I saw it in the video. This is not the video of the actual crash, by the way. This might have nothing to do with the actual crash. But Top Turtle sent it in, and he said, this is an example of a crash that could happen. So you see one ship next to the other ship, and they start going near each other. Here, watch. Right here is when they hit each other. It's not a very strong hit, though. I didn't know that kind of thing could happen with ships. Bang. Wow. That's a pretty strong hit, actually. All right, so anyways. Thanks, Top Turtle, for sending that in. Let's go back here. Lynn Jean just gave $5 and said, please join me and help support Right Side Broadcasting, MAGA, real news by real people, funded by We the People. Thank you, Lynn Jean, for the donation. Edward Briley says, thought you might want to know the age of the ship. It is 21 years old, according to Edward Briley, according to Naval Surface Forces web's Twitter feed. I'd really like to get some more information about this incident. I'm looking all around on Twitter to try to find something about this. I haven't seen anything lately. You'd think we could get some more sometime soon. I'd hope. Oops. Huffington Post is also reporting, according to Jason Clemens sent me this. Huffington Post is saying 7 sailors reported missing, but that's been out for about 2 hours now. We haven't heard any update on that. What is this? Okay, here's a couple updates from David Larder here, which I'll show you on Twitter. Here's one. The ACX Crystal, which struck the destroyer, is nearly 40,000 tons, roughly the size of the USS Wasp or Iwo Jima. It's more than 4 times the size of the Fitzgerald. David Larder also says, you could see it there, right above the picture of James, of that shooter guy whose name I don't want to mention. I would like to hide this video. It says, The destroyer Dewey is en route. Sorry. The destroyer Dewey is en route as quick as they can get there. Japanese Coast Guard is there. Play this video again. So, I'm going to stay on a few minutes longer. The problem is we're not getting much new news at this point. So, it'll be mostly me just sort of sitting here and talking. But if you want, I'll be following this later tonight on online. So if you want to, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Lookner at Lookner. And oh, that replays. That's nice. Lookner, and then I'll post updates when I get them. But right now, I'm seeing very little about this anywhere, unfortunately. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this up in a second. And hopefully we'll get some news later on about it. Thank you, everybody in the chat room, by the way. Everybody who's watching on Facebook and Twitter. Appreciate you guys watching, and also appreciate you. Hold on, I'm trying to get... Where did that video go? Where did it go? I had that video up. Sorry, I want to get that other video back up, the clear one. This one. It's very clear. So, yeah, you guys were really helpful. Everybody who sent me video and sent me news updates and everything. So, thank you for helping us cover this there. I think we've been covering it as best we can. Just unfortunately, there's not a lot of news about this out right now. Let me do one more search here. Oh, well, this is a little new news. It's unfortunate news, but it's a little new news. Let's see. I'll show you real quick. Also from David Larder. He says, oops, right there. Hold on, let me get it up there. A second medevac is in progress. Benson is being taken to U.S. Naval Hospital, Yokosuka. So Benson's the CO. So I know he's one of the two medevacs, but I don't know who the second is. But a second medevac is in progress. That guy's like one of the only guys covering this. That David Larder guy that I can see. Let's see if I can find anything else here. I'm seeing a lot of similar news than what we've seen before when I search around here. Shadow Band says, autopilot works with radar and VHF two-way radio. Nobody was probably driving the merchant ship, and the radar couldn't make adjustments on heading because the naval ship is stealth technology. Interesting theory. I have almost been ranked over by tugboats in the Gulf of Mexico. That was from Shadow Band. Sightless Seer said, no military court inquiries on this issue yet. Wow, big news. This is very big. This is very big. Hold on, I'll show you right now. This is not good news. Steve Herman says, now conferred by U.S. Navy. 7 sailors are missing. 7 sailors. Oh, I think we have that on the site. Let's see. Hold on. They said I was just going to U.S. Navy site, and the U.S. Navy doesn't have it posted yet. But I'm gonna retweet Steve Herman's tweet because that's very important. That is not good news. So we have it's very important news. It's not good news. The U.S. Navy is confirming 7 soldiers are unaccounted for. They're unaccounted for. So think about that. They're unaccounted for. The Navy doesn't know where they are. Now they know where the ship was when it got hit. They know that they were on this ship right there. You'll see in a second. They know they were on that ship. They know where it got hit, and they can't find them. So that's incredibly worrying that you can't find them. You have no idea where they are. And it makes you think that something bad might have happened to them, obviously, if you can't find them. So that is not good at all. That's very bad news. Very bad news. I mean, when you think about them being missing, it's like, how could they be missing? And you started thinking of the different reasons. Yeah, and thanks you, Lynn Jean, for sending me. The U.S. Navy just tweeted out this. Let me show you this that they just tweeted out. They put up a number. Interesting. It says U.S. Fitzgerald family members can call these numbers. I'll retweet that. Actually, I'll do that. Wow. So that is not good. That's not good news at all. I really hope they find the sailors, and it's especially bad because it's like this looks like it was just an accident, like this was avoidable. So we're going to stay on I think I'll stay on a few minutes longer just to see if we hear any more information. I mean, so we did get, U.S. Navy confirmation. That's according to Steve Herman. I trust Steve Herman. He's a pretty reliable source. I don't think he would post that unless he had heard it from the U.S. Navy. But not getting a lot of information besides that. We'll stay on a few minutes longer. If you get any news before we go off, let me know before we go off the air. You can write to me at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner. And again, I'll post updates later tonight when I get them about this. But or steve.lookner@rsbn.tv email. Luke says, Philippine ship crashed into U.S. destroyer. As you know, Philippines have been under ISIS attack. Could it be the ship was compromised with terrorists? Now, I do know that the Philippines have been under ISIS attack. However, so if these were terrorists, they would have to be somebody who were trained well enough to be given control of this ship. There was no reports that they took over this ship, that the ship was hijacked or something. So, to me, I mean, is it possible it was something sinister? It's possible. It doesn't seem likely to me. My mind's open though, but it seems much more likely that it's just a, some sort of U.S. error. Not U.S. error, of some sort of human error, whether it's from the Navy ship or from the Philippine ship or both. Oh, this is interesting. So, Debashis Dutta sent me a video of the USS Fitzgerald undamaged, and he says you can compare the starboard side view. So, hold on, let me show you this. So there it is. I'm going to get out of the way. Hold on a second. So there is, this is really interesting. Hold on. That's the starboard side. So I noticed in this picture right there, you can see there's two of those like six-sided plates. Is there only one on the ship when it gets damaged? Let's see. Oh, and there's the bridge too, I see. So you have, on the lower right, you have those two six-sided plates, and then above that is the bridge. So let's see what's here. Now here we have, okay, so that's where the bridge is. Now you can see there's like a big dent there. You can see the bridge there. So we have that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. How do I get out? We have that, and we have this. There's that in the middle, and there's the same side there. Huh. Let's see if we can get a little further forward here. See the shot. There you go. Oh, that's better. There we go. Wow. Yeah, also there's that thing in the front there, that like square thing on the ground, and you can see that in both pictures too. Oh, is that the number 3? See the number 3 in red and blue down there in the lower center right? See, you can see the 3 bent. Look at how far that 3 is bent. That 3 is normally here at the bottom right. It's like on the edge of the ship, and it's bent all the way back up there. Wow. Man. Pretty crazy. Thank you for that video. I'm going to post this real quick. Sorry, folks, just give me a second to do this. I think that worked. Thank you again to, who sent me that? That was Debashis Dutta. Thank you, Debash. It's very nice of you to send that in. That's quite helpful. Okay. Zhang says, late to the feed, can you recap? Really briefly, this US destroyer, the USS Fitzgerald, had a big collision with a Filipino flagged container ship. The container ship seemed to ram the destroyer in its side. 2 US sailors have been medevaced and 7 are missing. That's the quick summary. Sightless Seer sent me, he said, I tried to find a crew list. I found one from 2010. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to show people names. And then they're like, hey, you said that this person I know is in the crew. So I don't want to put those out there, Sightless Seer. and give people wrong ideas. Ooh, the 7th Fleet has opened an information center. Let's see this. Okay, hold on. So I get some more tweets to show you. Let's close that. Close this. Okay, here's a tweet right here. Anna Feifeld says the 7th Fleet has opened an information center for families of sailors on the USS Fitzgerald when it collided with a container ship, and it tells you there's an information center open there. I'm gonna follow her. I was thinking of following her before. I'll give her a try. Let's see. David Larder has some more news. There is no indication yet. Hold on, I'll show this to you. I hate when it does this. Oops. Excuse the writing on this. There's no indication yet of what caused this accident, and there will be months of inquiries to get to those answers. But, yes, David Larder? But what? Well, we'll wait and see when he posts something again. Zhank says, thank you for the recap. You're welcome, Zhanks. So little information on this story. Would like to get more to you, but it's been hard. You've been helping, though, by sending me stuff. But it seems to be slowing to a trickle. So I'll stay on a couple more minutes here. Hopefully we can get some more information. If not, I'll post it on Twitter later. Okay, David posted another tweet. He says, what can be said is, once again, sailors are doing the Navy proud and bravely fighting the ship. Nothing much else from the Navy. The only tweet they sent out was this one in the last 2 hours, was this one from 16 minutes ago. And Jude, I got your comment. Thank you. So I do my best here to not show information. I'll keep trying. Once in a while it happens. I try to avoid showing like people's email addresses and stuff. But I don't think, I mean, for the most part, I think I usually don't show emails. So I try not to. I try not to show people's personal information. I might show your Twitter handle if you tweet me, but that's just the nature of what I have to work with here. But thank you for your point is well taken, Jude. Okay, what else did I have here? Thank you, Ronald, for the articles you sent. I'm peeking through them. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on one second here. Come back to me. I want to show you this article that Ronald Smith just sent me. U.S. Navy destroyers collide with a merchant ship off the coast of Japan. It's the same video that we've been seeing, so I'm not going to play that for you. But I just want to show you, if you go down further, there's some tweets here. We saw that picture. That's the damage of the container ship. It looks like it hit the other ship, hit the destroyer with its front. But the thing I want to show you is, there's a close-up of the damage. We've seen footage of that before as well. But I want to show you couple tweets here. Alabama Wadsworth says, praying for all of the crew missing USS Fitzgerald may have hit where officers slept staterooms. So sad. That's what Alabama Wadsworth says. I don't know if she has special knowledge about this, but that's what she says. Stop this from playing. Hunter Steyer says, bulbous bow extends forward of the bullnose, so if USS Fitzgerald has that big a bite out of her superstructure, she's holed below the waterline. Let's see. I don't really get all the terminology there, but this person seems to know what they're talking about and thinks she's holed below the waterline. Thank you, Ronald, for that link. Trying to get some more information here for you on this. It's not coming very fast. All right, I think at this point, we're going to wrap it up. I'll be paying attention to this later, and I'll tweet out if I get anything more. But nothing really new right now at this point that I've seen lately. So, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, I will post later stuff when I get it at Lookner, and also I follow breaking news. I post about breaking news stuff in general. Also, feel free to follow Right Side Broadcasting. Get the latest updates when Right Side Broadcasting lives. We tweet it out on our Twitter feed, and that is at RSB Network. And feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell when you subscribe to get notified about all of our videos, all of our future breaking news videos. And I said subscribe on YouTube, and or follow and like us on Facebook, because we post most of our videos now these days on Facebook as well. Zhang says it means the hole in the water in the photos is due to the hull being pierced. And Maxine sent me some info on the ACX crystal. And Maxine, yeah, we actually showed a page before. We had a couple pages opened up about the ACX crystal. We talked about it's from the Philippines. It's 750 feet long. Big ship. Thank you, Maxine. I want to thank people and everybody for watching. I want to thank the moderators in the chat room for moderating. Thank you, moderators. Everybody who donated, appreciate it. Again, we are viewer supported. As I said before, we're viewer supported. We can't stay on the air without viewer support. So if you like this kind of coverage and you want to support us and let us stay on the air and help us cover more stuff, feel free to make a donation. rsbn.tv/donate. rsbn.tv/donate. We really appreciate when you donate, because we can't exist and do this kind of coverage without your help. Also, you can donate by clicking the $sign in the YouTube chat room. At the bottom of the chat room, there's a $sign, which you can click on. A couple last messages here. Ed Enos writes in, rules of the road at the sea is to give way vessel to port, stand on to starboard. So you give way if it's on your left, stand on to starboard. It appears Navy may be at fault, because you're saying this vessel... port is left, isn't it? So if this got hit on the right side, then wouldn't the ship have been on the starboard side of the Navy vessel? So if you're supposed to give way to vessel to port, would that apply here? Because wouldn't the ship have been wouldn't the container ship have been on the right side of this ship? Just wondering. Thank you, Ed, for writing in. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up right here. Say goodbye for now. Let me go back to me. I appreciate you all watching and staying with us. Our thoughts and prayers go to everybody on both ships. We hope they find... The story about the missing sailors is terrible. We really hope they find them somehow. And I'll update you on Twitter about that. And so that's it for now. Thanks to everybody in the chat room. I will see you all soon. And everybody at Facebook. Who is there? I'm going to take a peek over at Facebook right now. We had... I like to see the chat room on Facebook. Let me take a peek. Then I'll take a peek into the YouTube chat room. And I'm sorry, if you have questions and you ask them in the chat, I don't really have, I'm not able to look at all the chats at once, so I apologize if you asked questions there and made comments and I didn't see them. So let's see, Liz, was it, I'll click on here. And I'm sorry, oops, didn't mean to do that. I don't really have, I'm not able to look, sorry. So we had, who was in there? Sylvia, Jason, Marissa, Andreas, Matt, Donna, Larry, Carolyn. These are all people in the YouTube chat rooms. I'm in the Facebook chat room. So hello to all of you. I appreciate you watching and being with us. And thanks to everybody who sent in all your news. Real special thanks to everybody who sent into all your news links. That was really nice and it helped us cover this better. Thanks. Who's over there? We got Lynn, Jean, and Jan, and Webster. Kalst, Glenda, Chanel, Teresa, Maxine, Sharon, Carl Peterson, John Smith, Don. I'm just looking at the different people who've been watching us. Lordicious, Trolling, Mad Max. Everybody's been watching us in YouTube stream. Hello to you as well. And I think that's all. I think that's all the news we have right now. I wish we had more for you, but that's all we have right now. Okay, so I'll post later on Twitter when I get more news. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for helping us cover this breaking news. This is Right Side Broadcasting. We cover breaking news, even the other stuff that the networks don't cover, because we cover breaking news when we think it's important and we want to have a place for you guys to turn. So appreciate you joining me tonight for this. Our thoughts are with everybody affected by this. We really hope they find those missing sailors, and we hope the injured sailors that have been reported are okay. For now, I am, hold on a second. I am Steve Lookner. This is Right Side Broadcasting. We will see you soon. If there's any breaking news later tonight or this weekend, we will be on the air covering it. But for now, have a great evening.